Hello student, welcome to the Unit 3 Digital Memories and Logic Family of the subject Analog and Digital Electronics. Here I am Mr. C.R. Sinde from Electrical Engineering Department of Mathesri College of Engineering and Research Center, Nashik. In this third unit, Digital Memories and Logic Family, in last two modules we already covered the digital memories. In this third module, we started the digital logic family like PL, PLA, CPLD, FPGA. In this model, we mainly covered the first type of PLD, that is the programmable array logic, is abbreviated as PAL. In this model, we firstly study introductions of the PLD as well as introductions of the PL. Then we studied the configurations of PAL block diagrams, and finally advantages and disadvantages of programmable array logic. What is the need of PLD? The logic design have a design fixed functions IC for implementing a different specific operations. That is nothing but arithmetic logic unit or parity generators or parity checkers or code converters, etc. So all these applications or operations are specific and it can be done by the fixed functional ICs. Even though we are go through this programmable logic device. So why? Because this fixed function IC having a drawbacks like a large power requirement, no security, requirement of more onboard space, and additional cost if we design is to be modified. Means if a special modification is required, so additional costing is required for the fixed functional ICs. So that's why this all the drawbacks of the fixed IC functional, it can be overcome by the application specific integrated circuit, that is the ASIC, and that's why we move toward the programmable logic device. This programmable logic device, which is capable of implementing the various logic functions, and that's why in this third modules we studied this programmable logic device. So what is the features of programmable logic device? So it's a universal logic implementer, means it can be used implemented the both combinational as well as the sequential circuits, and some PLDs can be used to implement only combinational logic as well as only the sequential logic, but some PLDs are used to implement it both. So universal logic implementer is the one of the first feature of the PLD. It's offer a general architectures, means it's provided a well structured regular general architecture of the gates. It's also provide a general architectures of the flip-flops and registers, means it's able to combine the gate, flip-flops and register in order to modify the PLDs. It's simple to use. PLD does not use the random logic, so it is well structured and hence it is a simple to use. Faster productions turn around the times, means all designs components are prefabricated inside the chip. Only the programming files is required to make the connections among the all components, and hence the huge number of the product can be launched in the market within a short period. So that's why the faster productions turnaround is possible in case of the PLD, which is not possible in case of the fixed functional ICs. Then low development cost. PLDs are manufactured in mass, hence the cost per chip is very less. And the development cost includes design efforts, programming tools, and that's why the total cost is very low. Black box consideration means it's normally PLDs are treated as a black box device to implement any digital functions, and any engineer or non-engineers can also use PLDs without knowing the internal structure of it. So that's why this is the one of the function, that is the black box consideration. There are two types of array, nothing but it has two types of array, means AND array followed by the or the OR array followed by the AND. These are the two types of the array. It's possible in case of the PLD, and they are the fixed or programmable depending upon the types of PLD. The input of these devices enter the AND array through the buffer, which generate both the complemented or non-complemented signal, and each gate in the AND array generates a product terms, while each gate in the OR array generate a sum of product terms. Okay. So in this way, there are two types of arrays possible in case of PLDs. Efficiency. Efficiency is more efficiency as compared to the other devices. High gate density. The first PLD with a few hundred of gates and a few inputs and few outputs was launched in 40 years ago. And today's the PLDs contain the millions of the gates, 100 of the inputs and 100 of the outputs. It's possible in case of the CPLD and FPGA. So that's why it's having a very high gate density. Multiple time programming. Initially, the PLD was one time programmable. So today's most of the PLD are multiple time programmable. That is, they can be programmed many times. Hence, the internal logic device can be changed on the fly, and while the chip is still connected to the printed circuit board in an electronic system. So multiple time programming is possible in case of programmable logic device, and this is the one of the most important feature of the PLDs. Now, how the PLD is classified? Programmable logic devices is classified as three main types. First one is the simple programmable logic device. Second one is the complex programmable logic device. And third one is the field programmable gate array. In this first, that is the simple programmable logic device, is again classified as a PAL and PLA. So block diagram of PLDs. In these block diagrams, you have to see that the first block is indicated the inverter or buffers. Then second block, it's a AND matrix, which is preceded by the OR matrix. And finally, the sum line is giving the tri-state buffers and inverters, and we are getting the output from these inverters. So this inverters and buffers, this block converts the input variable into a complemented or non-complemented signal, and each product terms contains two types of literals. It may be a complemented or non-complemented. Hence, we need to both types of literals to make the product terms. And this block contains a buffer having two outputs. First one is the complemented and non-complemented, and according to the input signal, it can be generates the complemented or non-complemented output for this second block, which is the AND matrix. This AND matrix block accepts both type of literals and generates a desired product terms for minimum SOP and all the minterms for the canonical SOP. It may or may not be programmed, depends upon the type of the PLD. And the logic diagram of the AND matrix we are seen in upcoming slides. Horizontal wires provides all literals while the vertical lines provides a product terms in case of AND matrix. So in proceeding slides we have to see how these AND matrix are internally seen and how the vertical and horizontal lines are connected. Horizontal lines we call it as the lateral lines, while the vertical lines we call it as the product lines in case of AND matrix. And the cross point between the lateral lines and the product lines can be made connected or unconnected by the programming of AND matrix. Means whenever we are programmed so that lateral lines and product lines is connected, otherwise it's unconnected by programming, and according to our programs it can be seen. If the lateral line and product lines are connected, then there the cross point is shown by the cross sign and solid circle dot. If the lateral line and product lines are unconnected, then there the cross point is shown by no cross or hollow circle only. Okay, so dotted and hollow, solid circle and hollow circle, that is the important things in order to represent whether it's a AND matrix is programmed or not. Then OR matrix, this block accept the product of min terms from the AND matrix and take the sum of product terms to generate the SOP expressions in case of this OR matrix. It generates the output variables and its logic diagrams we are seeing in upcoming slides. This OR matrix contains wires as well as the vertical lines which represent the product terms, while the horizontal lines which represent the SOP expression. The terms to be include the SOP is decided by programming's OR matrix. If the product terms is present in particular SOP expressions, then those lines are connected at cross point, otherwise they left open. The same technology of AND matrix is adopted here to show the connections. And the last, whatever the output generated by the OR matrix is giving the tri-state buffer and programmable inverters. In this block, buffer output variables is either in the form of complemented or non-complemented is available. So it contains a programmable buffers and inverters. So each output can be a complemented or non-complemented. So it's depending upon the connections, and the programmable inverters can be implemented by using this XOR logic gates. So internal diagrams of this inverter and buffers as well as this AND matrix, OR matrix, and this program buffer and inverters we have to see in upcoming slides. Now the programmable array logic PAL, which is defined as the programmable array logic. It's one of the type of the programmable logic device that has a program an array and fix OR logic gates. This is the programmable AND array and this is the fix OR array which is followed by this programmable. Means AND array is program and the OR array is fixed. Accordingly, it can be operate or it can be proceed the input signal from the programmable AND array, and then fixed array it can be proceed, and accordingly we are determine the output signal from this PAL. Now let's listen about the block diagram of this programmable array logic in details, in which you have to see this is first 4 NOT gate is connected, and this horizontal lines, these are the horizontal 8 lines is available. So for the 4-bit input data, so 8 horizontal lines is available, because the first line is a non-complemented form signal. If that signal is complemented, then it can be followed by this second line. See here, I not without complement, I not it's a complemented, I1 without complemented, I1 not, I1 is a complemented form. So in this way, each and every input signals is available in the form of the complemented as well as non-complemented form. So there are the 4 input buffers and 1 per input. This buffer provides the inverted and non-inverted versions of their corresponding inputs, and input buffers are used to reducing the loading of the inputs. Then it's shown here the number of the AND logic gates is there. We call it as the AND matrix. This is the AND matrix. There are the 16 programmable AND gates in the AND matrix, and each AND gate receive 8 inputs seen here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 like this, which is in the form of complemented or non-complemented. All the 8 inputs are applied to the each AND gate along with the nichrome fuse linked with intact, and thus the AND gate can be programmed by opening the suitable fuse links to generate the 8 product. So that's why here it can be represent connections. Now in this 4 OR logic gates is available, and which is a fixed OR matrix. In this OR matrix, the 4 fixed OR gate is there. That means we cannot program them. Each OR gate receive the input from the output of only the 4 AND gates. This dot lines means first 4 AND gate it can generate the output, and this is becomes to be input of this first OR gate. Now the second 4 AND gate generate the output, so it can be indicated by this dot line, solid circle line, and which is becomes to be a input of this second OR gate. Similarly, for the next 4 AND gate it generates or its program, and accordingly the output is available for this third OR gate. And the input and output circuits of the PL are similar to those of the PL. The number of the nichrome fuse of the PL, which are equals to the number of the available inputs and correspond to number of the product terms. So from the number of product terms, we can select the number of inputs and number of outputs, and accordingly we can vary this first input buffer and this AND matrix as well as this OR matrix in case of PAL. So there are a tri-state buffer used between the output of the each OR gates, and which can develop finally implemented programmable output from this fixed OR gate matrix. So this is how the PL can be programmed and how the PL can be worked. Now the advantages of programmable array logics. They have a low production cost as compared to the PLA. In next model, we studied the PLA. So if we compared with the PL, it's a low production cost. They are more flexible to design. PL are very easy, flexible. It may be very programmable or fixed array from AND to OR to array, AND to OR, and OR to AND. And they have a high reliability. Also, they have a secured one, and its efficiency is very high as compared to the PLA, and it's required very low power, and number of functions implemented in the PL is large. So functionality, that is the very most important advantages. It's having a large number of functionality in case of PAL. It's having a few disadvantages also. It's expensive and the speed of the PL is slow, and that is the only the disadvantages of PAL. Now in this third models we studied introductions to the programmable logic devices, feature of the programmable logic devices. Then we make the classifications of the programmable logic devices, and from the classifications we take the plus block diagrams of the PLDs and PL, and then finally we summarize with the advantages and disadvantages of PL as compared to the PLA. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any query, so ask me anytime on this my personal gmail.com or my official gmail.coms or my personal whatsapp.com. Thank you.